Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I am your host, KC Phoenix. And this is the solar eclipse reading for the collective happening on December the 4th. Now, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. As for a reading for the collective, it's not for a specific sign. However, regardless of any type of reading that I do, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it is not your story, don't try to make it fit. As for the reading, I'm using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. So, Sacred Geometry. Because I've sort of been looking into that, especially with Archangel Metatron and the whole background, which Archangel Metatron is like a mystery wrapped in an enigma. So it's been crazy. Regardless, I'm finding some things that I've learned so far very interesting, but that's another episode for another day. For this reading, like I said, I'm using this Oracle deck. And I'm using the Muse Tarot, and I'm using the African American Tarot deck. So these are my two decks that I'm using for the tarot decks. All right. As I was doing the pre-shuffle, I was picking up the energy. I had to write all of this stuff down because so many downloads were coming to me. I was like, there's no way I will be able to remember all of this. So my chicken scratch. People always tell me I should have been a doctor. if you look at these pages. But yeah, so let me read these to you. First thing is, some of you may be receiving a call about a new job. And then you're going to have a choice to make. Do you want the money or do you want to be emotionally fulfilled? So you may, around this time, around December the 4th, you know, a little bit before, a little bit after. Also, just a heads up, somebody's blasting their music, so you may hear that in the background. But a little bit before or a little bit after December the 4th, you may receive a phone call about a job that you had applied for. The only thing is that you have to make a decision. Do you want to take the job that pays more or keep the job that pays more? Or do you want to take the job that is emotionally fulfilling for you or keep the job that is emotionally fulfilling for you? There will be a choice that has to be made. Others of you may have to choose between your job and your relationship. If you receive a job offer, the job offer may be in another state or in another city or another country or something like that. And you may have to decide, because if you're in a relationship right now, the person may not want to go with you wherever you're going. So you may have to decide, okay, do I want my dream job or do I want to stay in this relationship? What exactly do I want to do? For others of you, you might have to figure out how bad you want something. Where if you have a goal, I'm titling this Eureka because that's what I feel like this solar eclipse is going to be. It's going to be a Eureka moment where the light bulb is going to come on over people's heads. They're going to be like, oh, okay, now I get it. Or, you know, the things move stuff in motion, because don't forget, this is a solar eclipse, but this is also a new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a very, very good energy for the most part when it comes to balance, when it comes to luck, when it comes to other things. So stuff related to wish fulfillment. Also, going back to the balance thing as well, deciding how bad you want something. If you have a goal and you see that your life isn't balanced, and because it's not balanced, it's keeping you away from your goal, that's where you may start reflecting and debating, okay, what do I need to remove from my life to reach my goal? What do I need to do to temper my work-life balance to achieve the goals that I want to achieve? So that's going on. Also, a second chance at a relationship could be romance, which I was picking up a lot of romance, especially with the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. When I was doing the pre-shuffle, I was picking up a lot of passion, a lot of romance. Don't forget, new moons, Mercury retrograde, and of course eclipses and full moons. Don't be surprised if somebody comes out the blue, is the thing. So someone may approach you, possibly around December 4th, a little bit before, a little bit after, who knows. But they may approach you and say, hey, let's give it another shot. Let's see if we can make this work. And you have to make the decision on whether you want to go back to that relationship, or do you just want to be like, you know what, we had our time, that's it, let's move on and do that. Or you may be the one asking for a second chance, because again, that Eureka thing that I was telling you about, that light bulb may go off over some of your heads where you're like, oh wow, I let a good one get away. Or oh wow, I let go of a friend that was a really good friend. Or oh wow, why did I leave that job? That job was a really good job. Let me see if they're still hiring. Maybe they'll take me back. They probably want to take me back because I'm already trained. They don't have to retrain anyone. If they're hiring, they don't have to retrain me. So let me see if the job wants to take me back. That could be you doing that. And like I said, it could be vice versa. It could be a job that's calling you that may have let you go for whatever reason. And they're like, you know what? We want you to come back. And you may have to make a decision. Do you want to go back to that job, or do you want to pursue other job opportunities? That's all going to be up to you. Also, some of you will get your wish granted around this solar eclipse. That's going back to the communication. There's some type of communication that will be coming in that will be related to some type of wish fulfillment. There will be a wish granted. Now, for others of you, some of you are afraid to step into the spotlight. Just putting that out there. That was some of the energy that I picked up. Some of you are afraid to step into the spotlight. Also, for some of you, there is an ending coming whether you want it or not in certain situations. You may feel that you're attempting to ride out a situation until something better comes along, or until you feel that you're in the best place to remove yourself from the situation. But the universe is going to be doing its thing. And for some of you, it's going to be like, nope, it's ending. That's going to be it. That was some of the energy I'm picking up. It's like, whether you wanted to end or not, this is going to end, because in order to get you to the next phase in your life, or to the next lesson that you need to learn, I need to get you out of this situation. So I don't have time to wait on you. This is going to end now. So don't be surprised if certain things come to an abrupt end around or after that period as well, where you might hear out the blue, okay, we're laying off people. Or you might hear out the blue, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. And so on and so forth. And then the shoe can be on the other foot too, as well, where you're laying somebody off, or you're telling someone that you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, or friendships ending all of a sudden, where you don't know where it came from. You just talk to a friend and they're like, okay, I don't really want to be friends anymore. And you're like, wait, what? Or you're doing that. So don't be surprised. Also, there will be new communication coming in. I really picked up new communication a lot. Some of you, for what the choices that you make, some of you will have to defend what you, some may have to defend their actions. So if you have to defend your actions, you will have the high ground. Keep that in mind. You will have the high ground. Also, for others of you, some of you are afraid of success because you don't want the responsibility of maintaining the success. So there may be something that deep down inside in your heart you wish for, but you want it, but you don't want it. It's like you would love to have it, but also deep down inside, you're like, oh my goodness, if I get this, I will have to maintain it. It's almost like, I'll give you an example. It's almost like when you buy a large home. You have to have landscapers. You have to have people maintain the inside of the home itself if needed with house cleaners. You have to make sure everything is on the up and up in regards to the taxes that go with it. You have to make sure everything is good in regards to other maintenance, because the larger the home, obviously, the more maintenance will be required. So, and sometimes, like for the larger homes, there are people who have to hire people to maintain their house, as in like an executive director of the staff. Because, and I know about this because I've seen these type of positions where there are people who pay other people over $100,000 a year just to maintain everything, to make sure the landscapers show up on time, to make sure the gutters are clean, to make sure there aren't any issues with the water or the heating or the air conditioning, to make sure that all the taxes stay paid, to make sure that rooms are always clean and things like that. So you have to remember that sometimes the higher you go up, the more stuff you're going to have to maintain. I think Gary Vee has said something before where he said, don't forget, the higher that you go up, the thinner the air is. And that's sort of what's going on with some of you, where you want to go to the top of the mountain. That's in your heart. But also in your mind, you already know, okay, well, the higher I go up the mountain, the thinner the air is going to be up there. So just keep that in mind. Some of you are afraid of success because you don't want the responsibility of maintaining it. Also, some of you may start looking for some type of different stimulation. You may find yourself getting bored with things you once found fun. And I hate to say this, but this is, I have to give you the message. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards and the oracle cards. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Also, for some of you, if you are in a relationship, you may find yourself bored of the relationship. You may start feeling after this or during this solar eclipse that the grass is greener on the other side. The things that fulfilled you in this relationship may not fulfill you as much anymore. So you may either decide to leave the relationship, or you may decide to step out on the relationship, or vice versa. Someone's in a relationship with you and they may feel the grass is greener on the other side. And they may decide to just flat out leave the relationship, or they may just want to venture out and check the different flavors and see if there are any other good flavors out there to find out if the grass is green on the other side. So don't be surprised on the relationship level. On the other level, on the emotional level, on the mental level, on the spiritual level. Like I said before, the things that once would stimulate you, you may not be as stimulated with those things anymore. Therefore, you will start to seek out new things that stimulate you. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you love to watch TV. And then around this period, you're like, you know what? I'm watching this, but it's not doing what it used to do for me anymore. You may switch from watching TV to reading books and saying, you know what? Reading books is really stimulating me right now. Or you may read a lot of books and you might be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. It's not stimulating me right now. Let me start watching some TV shows. Let me catch up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or something. You know, that may be going on. So the things that once stimulated you may not stimulate you anymore because you are looking to evolve. Now, the funny thing is, before I looked at what the new moon solar eclipse paragraph was for the moon calendar, I didn't know. I wrote all of this stuff down. I had not looked at it at all. And when I looked it up for the new moon, and I'm pulling it up now, it says, Moon in Sagittarius, the greatest need is to always search for something. In order to feel safe, you might find that you need to have a goal, mission, or philosophy that gives your life meaning. When I read that, I almost fell out my chair, because I was like, wow, that's kind of the whole stimulation thing, the energy that I was picking up during the pre-shuffle. So I thought that was kind of crazy. But yeah, and it also says with the new moon in Sagittarius, you have an optimistic approach to life and you believe that things will get better even if you get into trouble. So yeah, also the organs affected or are more sensitive during this period. The liver, the sacrum, thigh bone, tailbone, hip muscles, hip joint, lumbar vertebra, lumbar muscle. So just keep that in mind too. Also, there's a plane or something flying over. All right, so that is what I have so far on this. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot reading of this. I wanted to go ahead and give you all the messages from the pre-shuffle. I'm going to pull a few cards from the tarot right quick, and let's just see what we get. Energy for the collective for the new moon in Sagittarius solar eclipse. Energy for the collective for the new moon in Sagittarius solar eclipse. What does the collective need to know? Yeah, some of you are definitely seeking out a higher, because at the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy as well. Some of you will be seeking out like higher consciousness. Some of you will be looking to evolve. Some of you are looking for something. The word was on the tip of my tongue. Can I have that back, please? Like, I just had it. Not purpose. There's another word I want. Purpose is good, but I want another one. What's a give me 1 second because I need to hear it. Some of you will be seeking out things that will allow you not just bring value to your life, but allow you to bring value to others' life. Also, some of you may seek out counselors or teachers during this period. Some of you may decide to go back to school as well. Some of you may decide to go back to school. Also, some communication may come from an official institution, because I'm going back to, because Hierophant is also an official institution. So some of you may receive communication from an official institution. Could be government, could be school, could be, I'm trying to think what else. Government, school, healthcare. hospital, things of that nature. Some of you may receive some type of communication related to that. May I have some cards, please, for the collective? Ooh, thank you. What card is this? Some of you are definitely going to get upgraded for inspiration. This is the Four of Wands. Like I said, I'm using the Muse deck. It's inspiration, voices, emotions, and materials. In this deck, inspiration is wands. So this is the Four of Wands. Again, some of you will be upgrading. Some of you will get your wish fulfillment. And this is fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. So during this moment, and also that's the thing, some of you will be upgrading, not just physical upgrade, but some of you will upgrade your consciousness during this period. So that will be going on. Others of you, something just said to me a promotion as well. Some of you will be receiving a promotion, going back to that. So don't be surprised. And something is telling me to bring this up again. Some of you are afraid to step into the spotlight. Don't be afraid to step into the spotlight because you have the higher ground. Something just said to me, people are ready to follow you. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. People are ready to follow you, whoever you are. If whatever promotion comes your way, if it is your wish, if you are passionate about it, don't forget inspiration, fire, passion. If you are passionate about it, and it is your wish fulfillment, don't be afraid to step into the spotlight, because something just said to me, people are ready to follow you. They're ready. They're waiting for, they need, I'm not going to say a hero. They need someone to give an order is what they need. It's almost like you have the troops standing and the troops aren't doing anything because they're waiting for the order to come from the leader, is what they're doing. You're the leader. With this promotion for some of you that comes in, don't be afraid to step into the spotlight because they're ready to, they're going to be like, give me an order. What do you need for me to do? They will circle around you and help you and work with you is what they will do. This isn't going to be a thing where, okay, you get promoted and then everyone lets you fall flat on your face. This isn't going to be that. Something is telling me for some of you that you're actually very well liked in this environment that this promotion may come from. And the people are eager to work with you. They want you to lead them. So don't be afraid to step into the spotlight. May I have another card, please? Thank you. I have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Swords, which here is Two of Voices, Page of Emotions, and Knight of Inspiration. So there is something that, going back to what I said before, some of you are going to be hesitant when this comes in. Because don't forget, Knights bring things and Pages bring things. Knights is about passion. Pages, Knight of Wands is about passion. Page of Cups, emotion. Pages deliver messages. There's going to be a message coming in about something that you're passionate about. But Two of Swords is analysis paralysis. Also, Two of Swords can be about blocking. Two of Voices in this deck, where you're like, you get this offer and then you don't know what to do. And you want it, but you don't know if you can take it. I'm trying to tell you, you're good enough. You are good enough. But again, we all have free will, so you can do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, you're good enough. They're rooting for you. Also, something just said to me that for some of you, not all of you, for some of you, one of the reasons you're hesitant to take it is because you're afraid taking the offer might create conflict where you're at as well. And you're afraid of the conflict. But I'm telling you, don't worry about the conflict. Because again, they're ready to follow the leader. Not everyone is going to like you. You can't please everyone. And what's the old saying? When you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. The only person you can please is yourself. If you do the right thing, the rest will follow. So for those who may be hesitant about taking an offer in regards to a promotion, don't stay stuck on it too long. Also, something just said to me that for some of you, you were offered it before, you turned it down, and now they're offering it again. Make it make sense. So you're going to turn it down twice? Really? Okay. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. Yeah. Again, 4 of Cups, 4 of Emotions. You're kind of like, well, I don't know, I guess. 4 of Cups is a card where there's a divine offer from the universe, and you're focusing on the 3 cups, but you're not seeing the 4th cup being offered by the universe. It's kind of like you're it's almost like you're oblivious to it. You're oblivious to it. Something is saying to me, this Eureka moment is still going to help you with upgrading your consciousness. Where some things that you may have been oblivious to, you're not going to be oblivious to anymore. Something is going to happen. I can feel it. So, but also for others of you, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the opportunities is what you have to do. Be aware of the opportunities around you. May I have another card, please? Whoa, okay. I guess I'm taking all of these. Again, confirmed for another time. Ace of Voices, communication. There's communication coming in. I have the 9 of Emotions, which is the 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. I have the Empress as well. There's abundance coming your way. You're going to have to have an open mind. There's communication coming in. There is a abundance coming in. Also, something just said to me, somebody sees you as the Empress, like sees you in Empress energy, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female, because there is no gender in tarot. Also, the Knight of Emotions is here. We have another Knight. So now we have 2 Knights on this reading. There is an offer coming in. Someone may be offering an apology. Someone may be offering a proposal. Someone is making an offer that is related to emotion. Also, someone is passionate about what they want to offer, going back to the Knight of Wands for some of you. But this is going to be wish fulfillment. This is a Eureka moment. Something just said to me, going back to what I said before, where when people get this light bulb over their head during this period, for some of you, they may have the light bulb and they're like, oh, wow, this person, and it may not be a person that you were in a relationship with. It may be a person that you've just dealt with. And then they're like, hold on. I've had the Empress in front of me all this time. And again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. There is no gender in tarot. And they're like, I had the Empress in front of me all this time. Let me make an offer right quick. Let me make an offer. And do that. So yeah, I see that coming in, and then that may be the wish fulfillment. For others of you, going back to a job, some of you may already be on a job and they're just now recognizing that you are very skilled and very knowledgeable. And they're starting to get it, especially with this Ace of Voices. You see how the owl is in this card? Let me bring it up closer so you can see it. You see the owl? The lighting isn't that great, so work with me here. But you see the owl right there? The owl is about knowledge. They may recognize that you have knowledge. They finally recognize it, where they were sleeping on you before. Now they're like, okay, wait a second. How did we not notice this employee? How did we not know that they had all of this knowledge? How did we not know that they are such a capable individual? We need to make them an offer. we need to make sure this employee is happy. Let's make them an offer to either give them a raise, give them a promotion, or do something. Because if we're just now figuring this out and this employee has been with us for a while, there may be somebody ready and waiting to scoop this employee up, where that information comes in. Also, something just said to me as well, going back to the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck and information coming in with the Empress. Some of you, definitely a proposal where someone might actually put it all on the line and say, hey, do you want to get serious? Which, it makes me think of the song. There's a song, I'm old school, by Regina Belle. When I tell you this is one of the best songs ever, listen to it sometime. If you listen to like slow R&B, Regina Belle is the one who, she came to fame with the song If I Could. It's off of the Passion CD. And also the song A Whole New World from the Aladdin cartoon, the Disney Aladdin cartoon with Peebo Bryson. And there's a song on the Passion CD, which is an amazing CD. If you haven't listened to the Passion CD, you should listen to it. But there's a song called Do You Want to Get Serious? When I tell you that song is amazing, that song is playing in my head now. And I feel like someone is really going to ask, do you want to get serious? Do you want to be in love? So, yeah. Trying to see if there's anything else coming up. With the Empress, something just said to me too. Some of you might already know that you're the Empress, but you're in Four of Cups energy, where offers do come in and you're just kind of like oblivious in a way, because you're already satisfied on a material level and to a certain degree on an emotional level, where I feel, like I said, this isn't going to be for all of you. I feel like this is for some of you. And, I'm just delivering the message and reading the energy in the tarot cards. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm going to tell you. Some of you may have the attitude of, there isn't anything that you can give me. I told this joke before with Paul Mooney, because Paul Mooney had told this joke about Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. And Julius Caesar brought Cleopatra a gift. And Cleopatra was like, a gift? I'm the queen of Egypt. There's nothing that you can give me that the people of Egypt have already given me. Or have not already given me, is what she's saying. And honestly, for some of you, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I kind of feel like some of you might be in that energy with this Empress, where you're kind of like, if somebody offers you something material, you just may be like, I can buy this, right? Or if somebody's like, I think you're beautiful, in your mind, you might be like, 15 people tell me this a day, right? So, all I'm saying is, that's sort of the petty side of the Empress. The egotistical side of the Empress. Do your best to be the pure side of the Empress, is that she is very gracious. Be gracious with what people offer you. Even if you want to decline, you can decline graciously and gratefully. You can be grateful for the offer. You can still decline the offer. You can be grateful for the compliment. and be like, oh, okay, well, 15 people already told me today. I'll just add this, I'll add this to the list. Thank you. I appreciate it. So be in that energy where it's like, wow, I'm honored that you think enough of me to tell me that I'm beautiful, or you think enough of me to tell me that I'm a good person, or you think enough of me to buy whatever someone wants to buy for you. Be gracious, be graceful, be grateful. Wow, that's a lot of G's. Gracious, grateful. Hold on, what did I say? Be gracious, be grateful, and be graceful. So yeah, gracious, grateful, graceful. So those 3 G's. Gracious, grateful, graceful. Those 3 G's. Just remember that for those who are already aware that you are the Empress. Gracious, grateful, graceful. So yeah. All right. Let me take just a few more cards. Thank you. I got 2 cards. There's an ending coming. Remember when I said there's an ending coming whether you want it or not? 10 of Inspiration came out and the World card came out. 10 of Inspiration again. Inspiration is wands. You're not going to carry a burden. There is a cycle coming to an end, whether you want it to or not. The World card is here. Also going back to recognition. Some of you may be recognized on a world stage. That may kick into high gear before, or a little bit before, or right after this solar eclipse happens. But this is going to be a new phase in your life, and you're dropping the baggage, because 10 of Wands is baggage. 10 of Inspiration, this is baggage, and you're going to drop it. And you're going to close out that cycle because you have already learned the lessons that you needed to learn in the current cycle. So you need to move on to the next cycle, which is why the World card is here. In addition to that, going back to the traveling, don't forget Knight of Wands is a travel card. Really, the Knight cards are travel cards in general. But Knight of Wands is definitely a travel card, and the World is definitely a travel card. Some of you may have to travel for your wish fulfillment. Others of you just may be traveling in general for the world. Some of you may decide that you want to see other parts of the world. Some of you may decide that you no longer want to live where you're at. Also, with the 4 of Wands, 4 Inspiration coming out at the beginning, and then the World card, some of you may consider buying a new home or be in the process of buying a new home. Official institutions with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck at the beginning, which is a financial institution as well. Also, please keep in mind that there may be a little bit of jealousy when you buy your new home too. But don't worry about what they say. And especially with buying something, because the Ace of Swords is here, the Ace of Voices, this can also be related to contracts too. Some of you could be signing contracts as well. May I have some more cards, please? Do I want to take this? Because you see how the card is? I don't know if I want to take. Do I want to? Something's saying to take the bottom one and this one. Take both of them. So you have the 9 of Inspiration, which is the 9 of Wands, and then you have the Muse of Inspiration. So this is the King of Wands. This is, first of all of this is fire energy. There's going to be a lot of burdens dropped. You will take control. There will be people taking control of their life and doing an evaluation because they want balance in their life. Because again, don't forget, this is a new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius major arcana in the tarot deck is the Temperance card. Temperance is about balance and moderation, tempering things out. During the solar eclipse, Again, Eureka. There's going to be a light that comes on for some people. People are looking to end the cycle. Also, there's going to be heavy, heavy, heavy second chances in the cycle that's coming up, where it's going to seem, I don't know why, the energy I'm picking up, it's going to seem like people are coming out the woodwork. You are going to be like, really? You're going to walk outside and then somebody's going to fall from a tree and ask you for a second chance for whatever, whether it's for a job or whatever. You get in your car, you turn on your engine, and then someone's in your back seat asking you for a second chance. And you like, how did you get in my car? You go to the grocery store, you're on aisle 8, they're on aisle 7, spying, talking about, can I have a second chance? Screaming from aisle 7. They go into the intercom. Can I have, tell such and such, can I have a second chance? May I have a second chance with this person? I feel like second chances is really gonna be heavy during this period. I probably say starting next weekend, which is because the 4th is on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That weekend going into the next weekend, that week, it wouldn't shock me if it would be second chances wazoo. I don't know why. I just feel like people are they're just going to be like, I want a second chance. Whether it's a job, whether it's friendship, whether it's romance, whether it's whatever. Where they're just like, I want a second chance. May I have a second chance? And again, this may be you asking for a second chance during this period. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm just going to take a few more cards. May I have a few more cards, please, for the collective? Thank you. Whoa. Okay. So 3 cards fell out. 2 cards fell face down and 1 card fell on top of it face up. The card that fell on top of it face up is the 8 of Inspiration, which is the 8 of Wands. Communication is coming in. This just confirmed what I just said. People are going to be coming in hot and heavy with communication during this. And isn't it crazy that, hold on, actually these are 3 cards that fell down. Okay. Isn't it crazy that you see that red sun, solar? Isn't it crazy that this is the thing in the card? Communication will be flying in left and right. Also, this is a movement card. Again, some of you may be traveling. Someone may be traveling towards you as well. This is another confirmation along with the Ace of Swords. Don't be surprised if there is a lot of communication during and a little bit after this solar eclipse, where it's just like everything's coming at you. Because 8 of Wands moves fast. 8 of Wands is coming right on in there, hot and heavy. So, and I just heard shotgun wedding in my head. Whatever that's about. Let me see these 3 cards. Wow. Whoa. Okay. I wasn't ready for that. Whoa. Okay. These 3 cards, somebody's coming back. These 3 cards, I told you they fell face down. I thought it was 2, but then it turned out to be 3. The Sun. Hold on. The Sun. The Lovers. Do I have this right? Yeah. The Lovers. And 8 of Emotions. 8 of Cups. Somebody is walking away from a relationship to go towards someone else. And don't forget, Lovers is about a choice. Also, for those who may be dealing with health issues, and I'm not a licensed medical professional or anything like that, energy on the cards. 2 cards that are here about healing is the Sun card is a healing card, and the Lovers card is also a healing card. So, Going back to official institutions with the Hierophant, if you're waiting on some type of test results or something of that nature, maybe that's going to be the communication that's coming in. The energy in the cards are saying that this is in your favor. That's what it's saying. Because again, Lovers and the Sun, they're also healing cards too. Also, with the Sun card being here, it's about illuminating things, the truth being brought to light. Someone's walking away from something. Someone definitely is walking away from a relationship to walk towards you, or you're walking away from a relationship to walk towards that person. Whatever is going on, someone's walking away. You could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or you could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Sun, or Gemini, the Lovers. Keep that in mind. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But somebody is walking towards what they feel is their happiness. There is definitely second chance energy in here. Someone's walking away from one relationship and going probably back to another because, again, they thought that the grass was greener on the other side and they're coming back. Eureka during the solar eclipse. And mind you, solar, the sun. In addition to that, 8 of Wands, you have the Sun in this card. Someone's going to come in hot and heavy. For others of you, with this, you're just going to walk away because you're making a choice. Don't forget, the Lover's card was originally the choice card. So, with the 8 of Cups here, and then the Lovers, the choice that you have to make, the Sun is happiness. Some of you will make the choice to go towards your happiness. Is what's happening. Whatever fulfills you, whatever makes you happy, not whatever makes you wealthy. Even though material abundance is here in this energy, but this is all about, something said to me, consciousness and fulfillment. What are some other words? This is also about, what are some other words? May I have some other words, please? What are some other words that this is about? Value. Value. Something just said to me, somebody is walking away because they feel they're not valued. So they're going somewhere where they feel they are valued. Interesting. Okay. What's some other stuff? Other words, please. Okay, that is super, super jumbled. Can we straighten it out just a bit? Can we straighten the frequency? Fine tune it so I can understand it. Oh my goodness. Give me a second. From the people watching and listening, give me a second because I'm trying to get this. Okay. Weird. I'm not judging. This is a no judgment zone. For some of you, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Some of you feel like you have something to prove. Some of you feel like you have something to prove. And that's why you're pursuing whatever it is that you're pursuing. Okay, now I'm about to insert myself. I'm going to do it. So it is what it is. I'm about to insert myself into this. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The only thing that matters is what you think about you. I did an episode not too long ago when it came to competition, bitter versus better. You can go back to that episode. It was a daily thought. For those who don't know, I don't do just tarot card readings. I talk about everything, as the opening says, news, lifestyle, entertainment, sports, all that stuff. And one of the things I talked about during my daily thought was competition, bitter versus better. If you compete with others, you become bitter. If you compete with yourself, you become better. My message to you is this. If you're competing with yourself, fine. Kudos. Good for you. You're going to become better. If you feel like you have to prove something to your family, mama, daddy, aunt, uncle, cousin, stepbrother, whatever, third cousin once removed. If you feel you have to prove something to your coworkers, if you feel you have to prove something to your ex, all of that other stuff, squash all that. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't. The only person you need to compete with is you. Pursue a goal, and this is just my 2 cents. Again, we all have free will. You can do what you want to do. You're grown. Pursue a goal because you want to pursue the goal. Don't pursue a goal because it's like, oh, well, if I accomplish this goal, then they're going to recognize me. Don't be in that energy, because all it's going to do after you accomplish the goal, you're going to be left empty. Go for the goals that will fulfill you emotionally. Go for the goals that will fulfill you emotionally. Even though I hear some people saying right now, oh, well, I'll be emotionally fulfilled because I can rub it in their face, blah, 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 and that'll make me feel emotionally good. Yeah, it might for a second, but after that, then what? What's next? So, do it for you. Don't do it to prove everyone else wrong or to do that. Do it because you believe in you. Do it because you believe in you. Don't worry about who believes in you. Do you know how many people, when it comes to material success or emotional success or physical success, take your pick, because everyone's success is different because we're all different people. And I did an episode on that too, having it all, 2 realities. Listen to that episode too. What I imagine of it being of having it all will be different from what you imagine it being of having it all. So don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about proving anything to anyone. Run your race and do what will bring you the most emotional, mental, spiritual, material, physical fulfillment. What will bring it for you, not what will bring it for you so you can throw it in the face of everyone else. They are a non-factor. I can't say it the other way because, I'm trying to keep it family friendly. But they're a non-factor. Do you. Don't worry about them. There are so many successful people where people did not believe in them. And then those people made it to the top anyway. Again, you're not going to please everyone. And not everyone will see your dream. I'll give you a quick example. I'm sure you've heard of the company called Pixar. Well, Pixar, one of the head guys of Pixar, when it first started out, that guy worked for Disney. Right. He worked for Disney. He was trying to pitch the idea of doing that style of cartoon. At the time, Disney executives didn't get it. They didn't believe in it. They didn't believe in him. Okay. Eventually, that guy left, partnered up with some other people, and started a company called Pixar. Pixar gets started, and then all of a sudden, I'm trying to remember, what was the first Pixar movie? Was it Toy Story? Whatever the first one was. They're on what? Toy Story 79 now or something like that. But Toy Story came out, or whatever the first Pixar movie came out, and it was a hit. And then all the other Pixar movies started rolling out and were hits. And then later on, guess what? Disney bought Pixar. They didn't see it then, but they saw it later. But when this guy left and did his thing, I doubt he was like, oh, well, Disney doesn't see it, I'm going to show Disney. It's just sort of like, well, dude, they don't get it. They don't get it. I'm going to run my race. Okay. And then lo and behold, decades later, Disney buys Pixar because Pixar was so successful. But mind you, the executives at Disney did not believe in that type of animation at the beginning. Don't worry about who believes in you, and don't worry about attempting to prove something to someone, because you don't need to do it. Your work's going to speak for itself anyway. Again, they are a non-factor. And I think I'm going to stop right there. Let me go ahead and do a quick, I'm going to use the other deck, the African American Tarot deck, for each sign. I'm going to start with Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, you may be a little bit all over the place. Just throwing that out there. Trying to make decisions. You may be getting too much information, is what's going on after the solar eclipse, where it's like, okay, wow. Which might lead to you not making a decision because so many things are coming at you. But eventually you're going to have to make a decision. And also you need to pay attention to, try not to be oblivious to things. Going back to that Four of Cups energy I was talking about later. Four of Cups is at the bottom of this deck. Let me have a card for Sagittarius, please. May I have a card for Sagittarius? All right, Queen of Cups energy. Sagittarius, you need to tap into your intuition, is what you need to do. Tap into your intuition. You need to listen to your intuition. Don't get stuck. Also, some of you might be dealing with a Cancer as well, or any other water sign, but Queen of Cups is Cancer energy. But any other water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Also, Sagittarius, during your 2022 reading that I did, a Pisces was coming out a lot during that reading. Just throwing that out there. May I have a card for Capricorn, please? May I have a card for Capricorn? Two cards came out for Capricorn. Strength card and the Six of Pentacles is what came out. Capricorn, some of you may be dealing with a Leo. Also, something is saying with this coming out the way that it did, with the Strength and the Six, equal give and take, that you may need to speak up and make sure that you are in a relationship that involves equal give and take. Others of you, you may have to walk away from a relationship because there is an equal give and take. Also, something just said to me, some of you might have to swallow your pride and give more because someone is asking for it, because in their eyes, there isn't an equal give and take happening. And you may have to swallow your pride and give more. All right, may I have a card for Aquarius, please? May I have a card for Aquarius? Thank you. Aquarius, you're going to be walking away from a situation. This is Eight of Cups. Going towards your wish fulfillment. You're going to be going towards what makes you happy. You have a dream, clearly, because that's what's going on here. That's in this deck is Martin Luther King in the background. You have a dream. And actually, scratch that. That's not Dr. King. I thought it was Dr. King. Regardless, in this part, you see how there's a dream right there? That's what's going on. So you're walking towards your dream, is what you're doing. Eight of Cups energy, and you're walking away from something. You could be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Could be walking away from a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Pisces. May I have a card for Pisces, please? May I have a card for Pisces, please? May I have a card for Pisces? Whoa. Okay, these intentionally came out upside down for that. Pisces, Ten of Pentacles, and Justice reversed. If you're having, and going back to the Hierophant at the beginning, some of you may have to pay something in court. So keep that in mind. Also, trying to see what else I'm picking up on this. Some of you may have to cut back on your spending too, as well. But something is saying to me it's only temporary. This is temporary. So just keep that in mind. Also, for others of you, someone may be looking to leave a relationship too, where you're going to have to get a divorce, and someone may want to leave a relationship. And I'm talking about marriage. So where property and assets will have to be divided. If any of you are already in the middle of a divorce, it's a possibility that it may not go in your favor. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person reading the energy and delivering the message. Aries, may I have a card for Aries, please? Whoa, that fell down. Card is this. Aries, the Two of Cups came out in the reverse. Some of you may be letting go of partnerships as well. Also, there may be a delay on new partnerships. If you're looking to start something new with someone, it may end up being delayed after the solar eclipse. Also, I'm just hearing delay. That there may be a delay for you in regards to relationships. Some of you may be putting relationships on hold. I know an Aries personally that is in the process of doing that. So it's interesting that the Two of Cups came out reversed during the Aries reading. But some of you may be putting relationships on hold is what you're doing. May I have a card for Taurus? Thank you. Taurus, you... This is Nine of Cups, and then the Death card reversed. You're thinking that something is your wish fulfillment, but it's not. You want to hold on to something, but you need to let it go, is what that is. Nine of Cups. And the Death card reversed. Yeah, Taurus, you're still holding on to something. It's time to let something go. May I have a card for Gemini, please? May I have a card for Woo! Thank you. 3 cards came out for Gemini. Ace of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Gemini, somebody wants a new beginning with you. They're ready to invest. It doesn't necessarily have to be romance, but Ace of Cups, Judgment, and the 7 of Cups, because I said 7 of Cups. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is about investment. Judgment is about second chances. Ace of Cups is about new. Someone is definitely looking to come in and have a new beginning with you. They're ready to invest now. So if someone from your past shows up based off of this energy, they're actually serious. If this is not involving a romance relationship, this could be involving like work. Again, somebody may want you to come back, or someone may want to start a friendship with you again. May I have a card for Cancer, please? Thank you. 2 cards came out for Cancer. Cancer, King of Swords came out, and the Knight of Cups. There may be an air sign coming in to bring you information or to make an offer to you. This person could be a Gemini. Also, they could be an Aquarius or a Libra. But there is an interest in you, and something just said to me they kind of want to get it on. The reason I'm picking that up is because the rabbit is here, but there is some type of emotion attached to this. Also, somebody might be bringing you an apology as well. They may be rushing in to bring you an apology or an offer, but I'm picking up more apology than offer. But like I said before, there may be an offer coming from an air sign, Cancer. So be on the lookout for that during or right after this eclipse. Leo, may I have a card for Leo, please? Woo! I don't want to take all of these. May I have a card? Thank you. Okay, Leo. 5 of Pentacles. You're not going to be left out in the cold anymore if you are. Or if you've been dealing with someone and they feel like you've been leaving them out in the cold, something is telling me they're going to speak up. Also, something just said to me with this 5 of Pentacles, someone may be like an energy vampire around you, and you might actually have to leave them out in the cold in order to find your happiness. Don't forget, the sun represents Leo. You may have to leave some people behind or a person behind so you can get your happiness and get your healing, Leo. Just letting you know. May I have a card for Virgo, please? May I have a card for Virgo, please? Thank you. I'm taking just the one. Virgo, this solar eclipse is going to bring you a tower. Is what's going to happen. But towers is not necessarily a bad thing. People always think towers are bad. This is just, you're going to be removing what doesn't serve you. Also, something said to me, some of you Virgos might be showing out during this solar eclipse. Like that Eureka moment, and the word value just came to me again. Some of you, that Eureka moment, you're going to realize your worth, Virgo, for some of you. And after you realize your worth, I feel like there's going to be some anger that you didn't realize that you had. It's almost like you're going to evaluate all of the period that you spent in that situation. And then once you realize your value and how whoever you were dealing with didn't recognize your value, it's just going to explode. And they're going to be like, where is this coming from? But regardless, you're going to be done with it. Or could be vice versa. Someone may do it with you, but I feel like you're going to be the one doing it, Virgo. May I have a card for Libra, please? May I have a card for Libra, please? Thank you. Libra, you're going to have some conflict going on. This is 5 of Wands energy. So you may have conflict in the family, conflict at the job, or conflict at the grocery store. Wherever conflict might be around you, Libra. So the only thing I can tell you is compassion and patience. Compassion and patience. Just because you're thinking it doesn't mean it needs to be said. And vice versa. I would hope that people can practice compassion and patience with you too, Libra. But there will be some conflict after this. May I have a card for Scorpio, please? May I have a card for Scorpio, please? I knew Scorpio, which this is World card. There is an ending happening, which is kind of Scorpio energy. Also, some of you may be traveling in December, like within that first week of the eclipse. Some traveling may be going on. Some people might be coming to you. But yes, Scorpio, also there may be some type of recognition, but you're going to be closing out a cycle. Right after this eclipse, you're going to close out a cycle. And it's a good thing. The World card showing up is a good thing, not a bad thing. So congratulations on that. Now it's time for the Oracle card. For the Oracle card, what we will go ahead and do is take one Oracle card from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. What is a message that the collective needs to hear during this solar eclipse? What is a message that the collective needs to hear during this solar eclipse? What is a message that the collective needs to hear during this solar eclipse? Wow. Okay, I split it in 3, but when I went to pick it up, and you know how you take it and then you pick it up and then drop it on the other one and stack it on the other one and do that? One card was left when I went to move it, and something is telling me to take that card. So I am taking it. So the message is delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Let me see. 19. Let's take a gander at this right quick. All right. Delight literally means from the light. Science refers to light as an electromagnetic radiation that we can measure in wavelengths, and visible light as range of wavelengths and variations of color that we can perceive with the human eye. In the new energy, we are asked to consider the multidimensional attributes of light as fundamental to what we believe about it as well. Light has a quantum attribute and is non-linear. It is an energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create it in return. And that's what this is about, consciousness, evolving your consciousness. Okay, back to this. And consciousness can create it in return. Light influences our awareness, our perception, and therefore our reality. We associate the word delight with feelings of pleasure, joy, and happiness. Joy and bliss are considered to have some of the highest frequencies of all emotions. By feeling joyful or blissful, our frequency goes up. The higher our frequency, the more light we generate, and the more we can shine in return. The yellows, oranges, and pinks in the image refer to the sun as a symbol and source of our light. The beauty of the flower stimulates our feeling of joy, and the colors are like the sun, bright, warm, stimulating, and nurturing, all at the same time. The flower blooms while receiving light, or perhaps it is shining the light that we are receiving. The flower of life, visible within the image, represents the grid on which our three-dimensional reality is based. Isn't it interesting they're talking about the sun during this with this delight card? And we're having a solar eclipse. This is the solar eclipse reading. And this card, something told me to take this card, and it's talking about the sun. There are no conspiracies, yet there are no coincidences. So yeah. All right. So everyone, that is your reading for the collective for the solar eclipse happening on December the 4th. Thank you to everyone who has been kind enough to support the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. If you could be just as kind and like the video if you're watching this on Spotify or on YouTube, or share or leave a comment on Spotify or YouTube, that would be awesome because it helps the algorithm and it gets this message out to more people. Like I said, thank you again. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.